Welcome back to a long overdue episode of The Whistleblower, where we will be taking a look at the VAR controversies of this weekend's football. I'm Adam, this is Two for Joy. If you're new around here, get down there, like and subscribe, hype the video, all the good things. Otherwise, let's get into it. So where we're going to start is Manchester City versus Everton. Michael Keane's challenge on Jeremy Doku. And as you can see from the clip that I'll put up, Michael Keane is last man. Jeremy Doku, if he beats Michael Keane, is through on goal. And as much as everybody will point to the fact that other defenders are back by the time Doku hits the floor, realistically, with the pace of Doku, he's through on goal. If he gets past Michael Keane here, it's definitely a one-on-one with the keeper. It's denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, in my opinion, regardless of how far out on the sideline he is. I believe that Doku has the pace to get in and have a shot on goal. And realistically, in the form he's in, it's probably a decent goal-scoring opportunity. But when slowed down, you can see that Michael Keane goes over the top of the ball, winning the ball second and takes Doku's ankle first. And I do think that Michael Keane is very lucky to receive a yellow card from Michael Oliver. And in my opinion, this is a red. This is absolutely a red card. And a valiant display from Everton nonetheless. This obviously alters the game. But in the second half, the big decision, the one that everybody will be focusing on, the ball played through to Tino Barry, who's in an offside position, and Mark Gahey plays the ball back to Donnarumma. And the big VAR controversy around this one is obviously that VAR deeming the minute that Mark Gahey touches that ball, that Tino Barry is back into the phase of play. And we have seen similar circumstances of this being given as offside rather than the player being brought back into the phase of play. And I do think this one is really harsh. And genuinely, as much as they say it's down to Mark Gahey to control this and make the decision, if Tino Barry isn't closing Mark Gahey down in this situation, realistically, Mark Gahey gathers that ball and turns out of defence and starts the phase of play again. He doesn't play that ball back to Donnarumma. So I do feel his decision is influenced by the fact that Tino Barry is closing him down. Really unfortunate for Man City, but it keeps the title race hot at the top. And then on to the next game, Sunderland versus Wolverhampton. And I'm not sure I don't think this even got reviewed, but I'm bringing it up because there are two decisions previously earlier this season that I've noted, which is Liverpool and Everton have both been penalised for this. Sunderland's forward actually manhandles Wolverhampton's goalie as this corner comes in. He stood in an offside position in front of the goalkeeper when the Sunderland forward makes the header. And in my opinion, this leaves the goalie at a disadvantage to save this header. Now, whether he would save it or not is kind of irrelevant if he's been impeded to start with and he has a forward stood in front of him when the ball is met by the Sunderland forward. It's a really controversial decision, but if you go back and look at and I believe it's Virgil van Dijk who heads the ball into the goal for Liverpool, and a Liverpool player is standing in front of the goalkeeper, and it doesn't affect play, but they say he's blocking his vision. I feel that Wolverhampton are very unlucky with this decision. And then obviously the big one, which there can't really be any controversy about, but I really feel that this needs to be clamped down on, and violent conduct needs to really be stamped with a harder mark and a harder authority than a standard red card or a 3-game ban, is Dan Ballard's pull of the hair on Arokadare. And I've seen this happen to Mark Cucurella. I've seen it happen to other players in the Premier League. But a hair pull, as violent conduct goes, this is about as scumbag as it comes. And I wouldn't expect anything less from Dan Ballard. But this decision obviously alters the game. if the original decision of Sunderland's goal to be ruled out for the forward standing in front of the goalkeeper and then followed up by a red card for Dan Ballard, realistically, the way this game goes is completely different for Wolverhampton. And then moving on finally to the big controversy of the weekend, Manchester United versus Liverpool. Obviously, the Benjamin Sesko goal. Is it handball? Isn't it handball? And I've seen this banded around by mainstream media with the it's not conclusive. Realistically, you can't say conclusively whether it touches Benjamin Sesko's hand or not. And I believe this to be wrong. I'll show you the slowed down image of Benjamin Sesko's hand. And if you look very closely, Benjamin Sesko's fingers appear to stay together. And as soon as his hand appears to touch the ball, you can see his fingers spread apart. And as soon as his hand leaves the ball, his fingers come back together. And in my opinion, you can see that unnatural flaring of the fingers is a clear touch of the ball. And as much as I don't want to see goals ruled out for the most minor touch of fingertips, I do believe that that is a handball by the letter of the law, and that Liverpool should be very hard done by this decision. And it's not only this decision, but the Bruno Fernandes tackle, which I couldn't find a clear clip of, but I can show you the still of Bruno Fernandes going in on Dominic Szoboszlai. A tackle ankle high, studs raised, through the back of Dominic Szoboszlai, not winning the ball. Realistically, this is a red card all day long, and I'm very confused at the fact that this decision hasn't been given. And what I would say is, Liverpool fans out there, you probably agree with me. Liverpool have had more VAR decisions given against them than any other team in the Premier League this season. And this just seems to be another string to the narrative of keeping Manchester United in that top four. I feel this decision is really harsh. It may well have changed the game. Like I say, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Like the video, hype the video, subscribe. If you've enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments. And hopefully, guys, I will see you in the next one.